Buenos días, good morning everybody. Estamos en día 4, I'm on day 4 now of this walk, and it's possibly more than halfway through, which feels slightly sad because I'm really enjoying it, both the ups and the downs. I have actually noticed I've got a blister today for the first time, so hoping that doesn't worsen. It doesn't feel too bad at the moment, but noticed I'll be walking on that today. I feel like it's going to be a slightly different day in that the weather forecast is not nearly as good today. Still very warm and humid, but rain forecast and very strong winds and possibly a storm coming in later close to Santillana, so I need to get those kilometres done really before that heavy rain starts around, I think it says around 3-4 o'clock. Obviously that's subject to change, so the earlier I get everything, the earlier I get to Santillana, the better. But I've had a really lovely stay here in this hotel. I haven't had breakfast yet. I'm going to go down and have that in a moment before I go. But I arrived last night, and it's just a tiny hamlet, so nothing else really here other than the station. It's a supermarket. It's 4 kilometres down the road, so I wasn't really up for walking to that last night, and a small bar where I had the beer when I came off the train, but they had no waiter there, no cook, chef there last night, because I did ask when I went in there thinking, where am I going to eat this last night? So got here, and the lovely lady Eva behind the desk suggested to me about eating over in the bar, and I told her that they'd already told me that there was no chef, and she said, oh, because I'm a pilgrim and I'm on foot, she was happy to make something for me, which I thought was really kind and hospitable. Wasn't expecting that. I mean, I did have some snacks in my bag that I could have eaten, so it's not like I would have had nothing. But how lovely to for her to do that, and she made me the most gorgeous salad, which I had last night, and we had a really long chat downstairs, so that was lovely. So it's about 16 kilometres today, and again, I need to get myself moving really, because it'd be preferable not to be walking in the really heavy rain. So I'm going to have a quick breakfast, pack up and go, and I'll talk to you again when I'm on the road. So it's not too bad this morning. I thought it was going to be a little worse. I know Storm Kirk is on the way. Heavy rain later today, but so far it all seems okay. So I need to get on the route before the weather gets worse, really. And the lady in the pension here has told me that actually the official Camino route isn't necessarily the best one to do today, so she's given me some warning of another route, which I'm about to start on now. The wind is really strong this morning. Just noticed on the map this place down here called 100 llamas. So I'm really hoping there are 100 llamas here. I'm kind of between the two routes that are on the map, following the road down. There's also a pilgrim walking in front of me. So I hope I might see some yellow arrows soon. Cream coloured cows today. Cream, beige. Cows in every colour. Yeah. I read an interesting quote online about the Camino a few days ago, and that was that you walk the Camino with your mind, not your feet, which I think is very true. You certainly need that strength of mind to get through, and a kind of mind over matter approach. Although I think I have to argue I've probably walked it more with my mouth, because despite walking on my own, with these videos I just seem to have talked constantly, so just be thankful you're not with me. You can switch me off at any point. But another thing which is really great is just the freedom of this walk. I think I talked about this the other day. I talked about lots of things. Just being able to put one foot in front of the other. It's very freeing. You don't get this freedom every day. We're always making excuses why we shouldn't do things, why we shouldn't go outside. Oh, we're not capable of doing this. We have the fear hits. What if this happens? Modern society tells us that it's too frightening, it's too scary to do these things. Don't take those risks. Well, yeah, of course, don't take ridiculous risks, but there are some risks which are really worth taking. And I think life would be poorer for not doing things like this. So take that risk. If you're trying to make excuses about why you can't take time off work, why there are 100 reasons why you can't leave the kids behind for a couple of days, all of those things, just do it. Put the fear aside, feel the fear, but do it anyway. I think that's my motto. Enjoy these incredible experiences. So grey cows now. These ones are really pretty. These are cows from Tudanka with these horns. I recognise them. Tudanka is a village in Cantabria, not too far from here. I'm walking into the wind this morning, which makes perfect sense because I'm heading west, which is where Storm Kirk is coming from, America. I think the far west of northern Spain, Galicia and Asturias are really having a bit of a battering at the moment. Thankfully I'm not going that far. I don't know how long it's going to last. If it'll pass through tonight, let's hope so, before I head further west tomorrow. I know the weather in Santillana later is meant to be pretty bad, heavy rain, and I guess these winds are just going to get stronger because the winds are so now 2 o'clock this afternoon. Yeah, shame it's not quite pushing me along really, but there we go. My kind of garden. Lime tree and a higuera, fig tree, and a magnolia grande flora in the distance there. Gorgeous. Pleased to see that the Camino signs have suggested or pointed me in the direction of actually crossing over that busy road onto what is a much smaller path that leads below the road. So nice not to be walking on the main road. It's quite a busy area by the looks of it. So this path will then lead me into Requejada, and there are two Camino paths that actually meet here, along with the Feve rail line, which I was on an earlier part of it yesterday. Just seen that one pilgrim this morning, disappeared, but he was walking faster than me, and I'm stopping and filming a lot, so may end up bumping into that pilgrim again later, because I still think we were probably walking around the same speed. But I imagine that, like me, they're thinking, I need to get to Santillana before this weather worsens. Had to take a picture of this most bizarre looking outdoor gym I have ever seen, with some makeshift bench bicycles. I'm not sure I've ever seen a bench bicycle before. I'm gonna have to try it out actually. Oh, there's instructions on how to use it. Let's have a look. Sit with your back well supported and pedal in a constant, soft rhythm, gentle rhythm. Oh, and that's for something else, these bars below me. Right, I'm just going to have a quick go on the bike before I continue. So I had to take my backpack off to sit with my my back well supported. Two people, so 4 people can pedal at the same time. Yeah, you've got to have quite long legs. Oh. Yeah, this isn't very comfortable. I think I'll stick to the Camino. I think it's a medieval outdoor gym. Just noticing how my walking has changed so much since the first day of the Camino, mainly due to my legs being stiff. Gone is the energy and lightness I had on my first day. Literally feel like I'm moving. My legs are one entire tree trunk on each side, really, just lumbering along now because they're quite stiff. But I'm thankful they're still moving and my feet aren't too bad. And as long as they get me to where I want to be, then how they get me there doesn't matter too much. Some way to go. Not sure I'll make it before the rain. Keep going. And it's up the steps across the railway tracks at Requejada. Oh, legs aren't quite used to that type of movement this morning. So there's pilgrim hostel here for those who decide to stop in this town. Coming up to the outskirts of Torrelavega now. Very industrial, this area. I hadn't realised that Requejada and Torrelavega virtually merge into each other by the looks of things. This is actually Barrera, so just outside Torrelavega. And the route looks like it's actually coming off the main road in a minute, thankfully, because this isn't very pleasant to walk down. The good news is that the places coming up on the sign ahead, you can see Santillana, Comillas and Suances are all the complete opposite to this place here. Oh, agua. Lots of agua. Very picturesque. So don't be put off by the area around Torrelavega, the industrial part, because Santillana and Comillas are well worth visiting, very picturesque and beautiful. Finally coming off the road now at the Barrio Feve railway station, following these makeshift painted arrows on the wall. So I've been spoke to soon. Looks like I'm on another road now. Just as busy as the last. Oh well. On we go. Confusing signage here. 4 kilometres that way, 70 kilometres that way. By the looks of the map, you can see what this way is like. Because it looks like I can rejoin my route on the app here anyway. Just cuts the corner. If not, if it looks wrong, then I'll get back on the road. But I'm just going to go and have a look and give it a go. Nope, changed my mind. Doesn't look like that's heading in the right direction at all, so I'm not sure what that arrow is about. So, back up to the road, and the route I can see that's more clearly marked. Says it's 7 kilometres, says it's longer, but to me it looks like it's going in the right direction. So let's give it a go. So I've just sat down at the bus stop to look at the map again. Some confusion. I had some confusion. Both routes are roads. I thought this route going up here wasn't a road, but it is. I'm not far from the roundabout where I've split, so I'm actually going to go back to the original route. Looks like it says it's 4 kilometres rather than 7. We shall see. Both roads. Maybe the other one is slightly more windy, slightly more picturesque, but it's a road. So I figure I'm going to go on the shorter route after all. It's going to be pretty boring in Santillana. Thankfully Santillana is nice and we get there before the rain. So back onto the other road now. Just managed to find not a route, but a road that just comes off the main road slightly. It still follows the main road. It's just a housing estate really, but nice and quiet, so at least I'm not walking on the main road. It joins up with the main road in a minute. Must be hard work cutting all that grass by hand with the dog following you around. Oh, and the dog's coming over. Maybe I should look in the other direction. I'm consistently climbing up this hill now for, it feels like about an hour. I'll have to look at the elevations when I get to the destination, but yeah, it's not an easy trek in. Constant uphill on the main road. Shame, because Santillana is really beautiful. I think if you wanted to pick and choose bits of this route, more so than I've done, then personally I would look at all the routes that don't go along these main roads, which are quieter and much more pleasant. So just the very fact that you're on the road, and obviously the scenery behind me is really lovely, just makes it harder work really, watching for traffic and so on. Down here, ideally located next to the public toilets. Looks really nice. Shame it's not really a picturesque day to take a photo. Here we go. 2 stars, Hotel Los Angeles. Buenas tardes, everybody. I'm now in the Hotel Los Angeles in Santillana del Mar. Got here just after 2 o'clock, thankfully just before the storm arrived. It's pretty horrendous outside at the moment, though I am going to go and investigate because it is such a beautiful town. So a shame that the weather's bad, but I'm just overwhelmingly pleased that I got here before the storm because it's really heavy rain, strong winds, the remnants of Storm Kirk coming over from America. So pleased that I'm here. 11.4 miles today, 18.3 kilometres. So not masses, but more than my first day and less than my longest day. Feet are still okay, legs are all right, sure they'll be stiff again later. But it's the first time I've actually arrived in a destination in the kind of mid-afternoon where I do actually have an opportunity to go out and have a look round afterwards, because up until now I haven't really got here until about 6 to 8 in the evening in other places, so that's quite nice. So I'm going to go and look around Santillana now, maybe get something to eat. Hopefully it's still okay to get out there. We'll see what the weather's like when I go outside in a minute. In terms of the hotel, this is really nice. The hotel seems to be getting better as I go. It is slightly more expensive than some of the others I've stayed in, but then having said that, there weren't really any budget options in Santillana itself because it is such a tourist magnet. No doubt if I'd stayed in the albergue it would have been a little bit cheaper. Tomorrow I am staying in an albergue, very basic, I think €19, £20 a night, something like that, very, very basic. So we'll see how that is, but I've heard good things about it, so it'll be nice to have that experience and perhaps meet some other pilgrims. I've seen a few today, but not really had any chats with any pilgrims for a few days now. The route seems to be quiet. I've spent quite a lot of time not on the specific route, so hopefully tomorrow will be different. Bit disappointed by the amount of roads in today's journey. That's the only thing really, just lots of road walking, looking out for traffic, which is not quite so enjoyable, which is a shame. So I haven't looked at the map in detail for tomorrow yet. I shall do that a bit later, but really hoping there's more countryside, quieter paths and less roads tomorrow. So off to explore Santillana now and hopefully take some pictures and get a few pictures of the buildings and so on. So I'm walking through the historic centre of Santillana del Mar now. You can see how wet it's been. It's absolutely sodden here with Storm Kirk that's just come through. But the rain has stopped for a little while, so good opportunity to have a look round. See all the lovely cobbled streets. What I believe is the medieval centre here, and lots to see. So of course, as is almost always the case when I visit historic places of beauty, they always tend to be clothed in scaffolding or some kind of restoration work, so that you can't actually see the buildings which you've come to see. But anyway, I'm walking towards now the famous medieval collegiate here at the bottom, which I believe dates back to medieval times, and hoping that the actual collegiate itself doesn't have scaffolding all over it. I've visited here a few times before. It's funny to see it in different seasons. Obviously still tourists, but never seen it quite like this before. Yeah, this gives you an idea of the amount of rain we've just had. So this is a medieval collegiate here, Collegiata. It's probably not open this time of day. Really beautiful building to see. Whilst I'm walking through here in these wet, blustery conditions, I might as well talk to you a little bit about some of the history of the name Santillana del Mar. Santa means saintly in Spanish, and llana means flat. Del Mar means it's by the sea. Hence why this village town is called the Town of Three Lives, because it is neither Santa, holy, it's flat, llana, and it's not by the sea, Del Mar. Santillana del Mar, the village of the Three Lives. The horns of the Tudanka cows I saw earlier. Sidra y Tudanka. And the famous Museo de Tortura, the torture museum of Santillana, which I once visited many years ago and decided not to return.